Companies House is making some changes. How are those changes going to impact your limited company? Hi, I'm Kimberly Shapcroft, qualified chartered accountant, property investor and entrepreneur. Let's sit down and have a chat. Following changes in the law recently, there have been updates on what Companies House is going to be requiring limited companies to be doing when they're filing their company accounts. Now, this means that all of your normal forms, such as your confirmation statement and anything like changing directors, appointments, terminations, all these sorts of other forms are still going to be able to be filed digitally in the main. Some may need to be paper copies that are filed, but there is definitely a significant move towards digital filing. One of the changes that's coming in from the 1st of April 2027, which may seem a way away at the moment, is quite a significant one. The first part of this is that they're going to be requiring everyone to be submitting their accounts digitally going forward. Now, if you're using an accountant like ourselves, we file all our accounts unless there's any specific reasons we can't through our digital filing system on our software. So for a lot of people, this change is not going to be significant for them. However, if you are doing things yourself and you're filing by paper, or you're using an accountant who again is filing things by paper or not using the digital software available, then this may be a significant change. Now, the other side of things is you may also be filing things directly with Companies House. And again, this system is going to be disappearing and you are going to have to be using some sort of digital software to enable things to be filed with them. Hopefully this isn't a significant cost to any of the businesses, especially if you're using a reputable accountant who is using appropriate software to be filing things for you. The additional change that is also coming in at this time is that from the 1st of April 2027, you're going to have to be submitting with your accounts your profit and loss account for micro and small companies. So for those companies that I'm working for, which are the micro companies or small companies, at present we do not file a profit and loss account. We just file a balance sheet which shows the position of the company at that particular date and the appropriate disclosure notes. This doesn't give you any idea of what profits you're making. You can work it backwards, I will say, to give you an idea of what potentially there may be profits wise, but it does not actually definitively tell you what profits the business is making, and it doesn't show what your turnover is and what your expenses are looking like. However, going forward from the 1st of April 2027, you will have to be including the profit and loss account, which is going to be giving a lot more information in the public domain than has ever been before. Now, this may be a significant impact for you, and you may think, I don't really want to be sharing that information, so maybe a limited company is not necessarily the best approach for you going forward. It may have a consideration whether you set up in a limited company or whether you stop where you're doing and you do things in your own name, which is a little more protected and the world doesn't see what you are doing. One of the main reasons that they're looking at this approach is to get better credit referencing, as at the moment the information on the public domain is limited, so it does make some of the credit referencing agencies' jobs a little harder because they've not got information about how your business is actually doing. As well as the credit referencing side of things, they want to give businesses confidence in who they're working with. So in having this data available, it means that you can see what the business is doing that you're actually trading with. Finally, they want to obviously work on their money laundering, and by having minimal disclosure, it does mean things can potentially get hidden, and in this, they're trying to reduce the amount of misuse of the disclosures to hide things and make things harder to protect in the public domain. Obviously, from a business point of view, it does mean potentially people are going to be able to see your margins, people are going to be able to see what your rent roll is, people are going to be able to see what profits you're making, what financing you're using within your business. So it does mean there's a lot more information out there that can be used to determine how you're running your business and what is happening. Now, for some people, they may not want this approach. So if that is you, then you may need to take a step back and consider whether a limited company is going to be the right option for you. However, obviously, as well as the disclosure, what people can see, there is always that tax element behind it. So it will be that question of whether the company is the right approach for you from a tax point of view, from a what people will be able to see approach, to how it all fits together. Obviously, with the digital filing, the idea is to be making the information more readable, making it more consistent, and ensuring that all the data is there, because if it's not there, it will not let you send the information across. As I well know on our software, where it says we cannot do this, you're missing some information, and you have to make sure you've ticked all the relevant boxes on your software to be showing and disclosing all the information that is expected to be received by Companies House. So this is hopefully removing errors or reducing errors in the digital filing process, because there are certain digital checks that are being done by the software, by all the APIs that are in place with the software house and Companies House. Overall, this is quite a significant change in what is happening with Companies House. As we get closer to time, we'll know exactly what information is going to be required, but in general, we're expecting now full accounts to have to be filed with Companies House. We won't need any detailed profit and loss, it will just be your income statement, which is under your heading. So it's not going to be every line item that someone will be able to see, but it is a lot more information than has ever been available for small and minimum companies in the last several decades. In doing this, it may give you a bit of a focus, because if things aren't quite as good as you would like them to be, it may be you need to have a bit of a focus on the business to try and make sure that by that point that you're showing what you want to be showing to the world, so that they can be seeing how things are actually going in a positive light, rather than finding that you're sharing information and it doesn't look great, which may put off potential joint venture partners, put off potential people who you are doing business with, customers, clients, suppliers, and all the likes. So it is something that we now really do need to be monitoring our numbers. We need to be making sure that things are on track. And although it's coming in from the 1st of April 2027, there will be comparative numbers in your account. So your 2027 numbers will be the first lot of numbers that are shown fully, but your comparatives in 2026 will also be on there. So it's not something that you can leave to say, oh, I'll worry about it next year. Potentially, if your year end has started now for 2026 finishing, it is something we need to be thinking about now straight away to make sure that actually everything is coming together, so those comparative numbers look good as well as the 2027 numbers. Obviously, that's sometimes easier said than done, depending what is happening in the business. And it may also mean that in our directors' reports, which, to be fair, for small and micro companies at the minute are very minimal and show the basic disclosure, it may mean you want to be putting a little more information into this to explain what the numbers are showing, so that if they are not looking so great, you can be putting that this year we've been developing several projects, which has had a result on the numbers, to show that they are slightly lower than you would normally have had the project not be happening. So there is definitely a few things there that may want to be looked at to just ensure that it's showing the right picture for your business to help achieve your business goals. Hopefully today you've discovered what changes are coming for your limited company. If you have any questions, then please do leave a comment. Please like the video and do subscribe to the channel, and let's make tax less taxing.